Level 5 iceberg on a power 1. 30 fire palms on a single slot. Power 30 in Deepwoken. Since Deepwoken's release, there have been many game-breaking bugs found, but which of them were or could have been the most powerful? In this video, I'm going to be giving my opinions on why I think the most powerful bug ever found in Deepwoken is probably something you didn't know or have forgotten about. I've chosen 9 bugs here which I believe have had the largest impact on Deepwoken. But if there's something that I haven't included in this video, let me know in the comments and I will reply with my thoughts. So the first bug here is Vision Shaper and Dawnwalker. It's an easy A tier for me. The dual oath bug, particularly with Vision Shaper and Dawnwalker, is definitely really strong. Vision Shaper alone can completely change how you play a build, and Dawnwalker's Radiant Kick lands so much it might as well be free damage. Now the next bug is the Pastime Mantra bug. Could it go in B? No, definitely not. I'd say top of A tier, but it definitely can't be any higher than that, and I'll explain why. Because even if the mantra is level 5, the slot you pass it down to, if you use Shrine of Order, that mantra will then go to level 1. So that means that the slot you make with this bug cannot use Shrine of Order. But having a level 5 guard break is just like having 80 extra points on your build, so I think it's deserving of top of A tier. Now the next bug is Enchanted Legendary Weapons, which I'm going to put straight into B tier. And I'm including the legendary weapon bugs that I posted about, and also the ones you could do with Lapless and Enchant Stones, all as one category. The reason I put it in B tier straight away is because unlike most of the bugs here, bugs like this do not last on your slots. So once a bug like this is found, it is really strong. That's undeniable. But after the weekly update comes out, it's not going to be in the game anymore. And because it's temporary, I'm going to be rating it lower than the other two, which permanently change your slot. Now the next one is going to be Duping Mantras, and there have been quite a number of different ways to do this in the past, so this is just going to represent all of those. I am going to put this into C tier, which is pretty bad for something that seems so strong. But there's a number of reasons why. The first being that, like the Enchanted Legendary Weapon bugs, this is only temporary. Arc made it so that when you leave the server, if you have any duplicate mantras, they're going to get removed. But at least you can re-roll them at the shrines for infinite talents and stuff, right? Well, unfortunately, you can't. Because mantras duped in this way specifically all share the same ID, so when you go and try and re-roll them, it doesn't let you. So that's my reasoning behind putting it in C tier. Now this next bug, I don't even know if this should be on this list. I mean, having dual murmurs doesn't really seem that game breaking to me. So I'm just going to plop it into D tier. Because I mean, Ardor is the only murmur that actually does something in 100% of fights. The rest is situational. So not having Tacit is going to make no difference in 99% of situations. Now on to the meat and 2 vegetables of bugs, in my opinion. My power 30 bug that I found. I don't want to seem biased or anything, but this is easily top of A tier. I know I said the Mantra Pastime was top of A tier, but clearly I wasn't thinking straight. Power 30 is a pretty damn busted bug. It essentially allowed you to have a better than pre-nerf Shrine of Order, and the build you could make with it would have like 110 extra points to other builds. Although, the reason why I am keeping the S tier, the pearly gates of S tier shut is because of the recent nerfs they've done to the commonly shrine talents like Tap Dancer, Reinforced Armor, All the Dead Gods, which on most of my power 30 builds I went like Tap Dancer and Cheap Shot at 13 agility and Reinforced Armor at 15, whatever. But because builds no longer need Tap Dancer, and they nerfed Reinforced Armor when it's not at 90 Fortitude, it does lessen the effects of power 30. So the builds are still strong and I can still use them in Chime, but that's the reason I didn't put it in S tier. And now we have Silent Heart with attunements. When this bug came out, you were able to get any attunements and multiple of them. So the builds you could make with that were actually really interesting, like for example Lava Serpent with Blazing and that Silent Heart Storm's Eye in Agamatsu's video, which I thought was really cool. But because now you can only get 2 of the attunements, and in my opinion, other than Flame and Thunder, Silent Heart with any other attunement is going to be pretty bad in my opinion. You're sacrificing an enchant for a legendary weapon, which in my opinion synergizes best with their attunement. So the majority of builds made with this aren't going to be that good except for a couple, but they are really cool. So I'm giving it a respectable C tier. Now we're coming up to the last 2, which are Unlimited Mantra Modifiers and the best bug in Deepwoken. Starting with Unlimited Mantra Modifiers, I was sure that it would get a spot in high A tier, but as I understand it, most mantras in the game have a hard set size cap, so there's only a few mantras in the game where this bug would actually have an effect. But on those specific mantras, the effect it has is insane. So whilst I'm not going to put it in A tier, I am going to give it a B tier because it permanently changes your slot and it is really, really cool. So this is it. In my opinion, this could have been the most unbelievably busted bug in Deepwoken. Probably a bit too strong to where any build that abused this to its fullest would probably need to be forcefully wiped. What is this bug exactly? Well, I would call it a mantra transfer, where you transfer any mantra between one slot and another, where you would keep the mantra level, and from my understanding it would have a different mantra ID, so you could use it in shrines. I mean, just think about the possibilities! Infinite talents from rerolling infinite mantras, any guard break on any build, or whatever untested unfair mantra the devs just released, you could just get that on your build. Now, how did this bug actually work? Well, you would first have someone put a mantra into a mantra modifying table and then have the craft fail. And while your mantra is in the process of failing the crafting, someone else would spam click their mantra into the modifier table. And what would happen is the game would check which mantra is in the modifying table, and if you got the timing right, it would see the other person's mantra was in the table and it would give it to you. Now this absolutely insane bug was actually found by this guy, who then told Super about it, who made this video after reporting the bug to Archmage. Now in my opinion, I think they kind of underestimated the bug's potential. But if you're out there, L, user, you are the #1 bug seeker. Because damn, I wish I found this bug. So yeah, that's what I think some of the strongest bugs in Deepwoken history are. And thank you, yes, you in particular, Billy. No, I'm just joking. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. I really, really appreciate it if you subscribed, and I'm very sorry that I haven't posted in a while. I have been busy, and this video took me a lot longer than it should have to make. But I should be back to regular uploads, probably every 2 or 3 days from now on. So yeah, subscribe for Faceless Vesperian, and a quick shout out to my good friend Toyu. He makes content for getting into Deepwoken's PvP. His and all other links will be in the description.